Today we're going to show you around cabin 15028, which is a Yacht Club Grand Deluxe Suite. As you can see from the deck plan, this cabin is larger than the regular Yacht Club Deluxe Suite, an extra 4 square metres.
Hi, so welcome to our cabin.
As you come into the room, you have a wardrobe area on the left. There was a reasonable amount of hanging space, especially for a week's cruise. There were also shelves above and below the hanging area where you could store your bits and pieces. In here you also had the safe, which was bigger than on many other ships, but still wouldn't fit my MacBook. There were also 6 drawers of a reasonable size in the wardrobe. In terms of storage within the cabin, there are 2 drawers on either side of the bed, one under the mirror and then some cupboards in the unit underneath the TV. With drawers and shelves, we generally leave our things in packing cubes, as it just seems to keep everything a little bit more organised. Personally think you can never have enough packing cubes. Moving into the bathroom, I have to say I was a little bit disappointed with this, having been in Yacht Club on Virtuosa recently. The bathroom is a similar size to what you would find in a regular cabin outside of Yacht Club, and it felt a little bit cramped for a suite and just didn't really have that wow factor. It was the first cruise ship cabin we've ever had that had a bath in it, and Milo did use this on several nights. As Preziosa is an older ship, the fittings are a little bit dated, but we didn't really have any issue with that. There was the usual assortment of MSC bathroom products, which were regularly replenished throughout the cruise. We did have an issue with the toilet blocking on one day, but it was quickly sorted, and this is a fairly common problem both on modern and older ships, so not really a big issue. Overall, the bathroom was fine, but I just felt it wasn't as luxurious as it could have been for a suite.
Over here we have got our tea and coffee area, and there's no coffee machine in this cabin, but there are tea and coffees here. Interesting selection of teas, quite a good selection of teas, fruit and regular tea, and coffee and decaf coffee. And to be honest, we haven't used it yet because it's so much easier to get coffee from the Topsail Lounge and much nicer coffee. So here we've got our power sockets. We've had a few challenges with this. Don't know if you can see from that, they're actually really close together. Some of our plugs, especially the ones that are predominantly the other way round to this one, haven't fitted in very well, or because it's so close to the mirror, we then haven't been able to put the plug on top of the adapter. But this one works really well because it comes out sideways, and also you can put a plug in the top, so you've got the USB, USB from the sides, and then the plug on the top, so that's worked quite well. And we've got a drawer under here that's got our hairdryer in, and all of our other wires and bits. Over to this side of the cabin, so our beds here, we've got them set up together. You can also have them separately to have 2 singles if you choose. There's no plugs by the side of the bed, but that's not a problem. One of the things that we have used is our power bank. I think we've mentioned this in other videos as well. So we've got power bank that we have by the side of the bed so we can charge from there. And there are light switches and the phone there as well. Over here we've got our TV, we've got some cupboard space underneath, and at the end the minibar. We've had that stocked with drinks that we like. We've got lots of water. The drinks, they replenish through the cruise. There's Pringles nuts and a Toblerone that they don't replenish, but you can have them once. The TV is really good. We found a few bits and pieces on there, although we haven't been in the cabin much to watch it this time. Right, and over here we've got a lovely comfy seating area. It's really nice to have 3 comfy seats in a cabin. Quite often you don't get that, and a little table. Today they've left us a lovely fruit selection, which we shall tuck into later. It's obviously got to that point in the cruise where they think we need some fruit. This sofa turns into a bed that Milo's been sleeping on. Milo, is your bed comfy?
Yes, but I've got to say when my head was not so comfy. But last night was very comfy.
So we've just switched around the end that Milo's sleeping in to make it extra comfy for him. I think it does sleep 2, which I think would be quite cosy. The other thing to say about this cabin is I know that lots of people like magnets on cruises. You can see that lots of the walls in this cabin are covered, either in the fabric or the wood. So there's not so much space for your magnets, but there is some space around that we have found we can stick magnets by the door, and of course you've got the ceiling, which is where our robes are often hanging.
One thing I did just want to mention is about this balcony door lock. It seems quite a lot lower than I've seen on other cruise ship cabins. It was fine with Milo, but for younger children it's just worth bearing that in mind because it didn't seem as secure as some. If you're enjoying this video and you want to see more adventures from Milo, Jen and Andy, then please do subscribe to our channel. It helps us out so much, and it's easy and quick to do, and means you won't miss out on any of our future adventures, and there are lots of those coming up over the next few months. And if you can give this video a big thumbs up too, that would be awesome.
Just enjoying the balcony here. It's a little bit chilly. We did have some nice blankets in the cabin, but today, the one day we could have used them, or we might have used them, they're not there. It's a really long balcony compared to normal because of the width of the room being longer. It means you also get a longer balcony, and we've got a couple of chairs out here and a footstool. Sadly, no table. This balcony is completely covered, which would be really nice on if it was a bit wet or rainy, and it looks like the cabin doors are interconnecting as well and can open up. And the other thing to point out that's quite nice is that there's a light out here, so you can sit out here in the evenings with a light.
Well, this was a really great cruise. So thinking about this cabin as a whole at the end of the week, the location was great towards the end of the corridor with easy access to the elevators and also to get to the top sail lounge. We didn't have any major issues with noise. Considering that Preziosa is an older ship, we thought the cabin was in good condition and that the carpets and other fittings certainly looked in good condition. The seating area was great and both the sofa and the armchair were comfortable, which is more than can be said for seating in a lot of cruise ship cabins, especially where there is a sofa bed. It was a bit disappointing not to have an espresso machine. Obviously you can order from room service, but it's nice to just start the day with a decent cup of coffee while still in bed. We would definitely recommend a power bank for the bedside table so that you can charge phones, watches, etc., and for them to be within easy reach. We've popped a link in the description to the one we have, which has worked really well for us when on the go. I'm not sure what the problem was with the TV, but you couldn't watch anything on demand or see your bill, etc. We didn't bother asking about it as there was a good range of live channels, and it's also just as easy to check your account on the MSC app. We would definitely choose this cabin again if we were on Preziosa. We've got a couple of really interesting videos coming up. Firstly, it's going to be our overall review of Yacht Club on MSC Preziosa, and then also I'm going to be taking a trip on Preziosa outside of Yacht Club without any perks at all, like Wi-Fi and the drinks package. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications so you don't miss that or any of our other exciting content coming up over the next few months. Thanks for watching, see you soon.